80 Aching Orphans, a 4-CD compilation of the music of the Residents. The Residents have remained anonymous since they started in the early 70s. The name came from the way the mail was addressed to them in their collective house. They appear in masks or with their heads covered in a big eyeball. If you ever play with the presets on a synthesizer, you will often find a sound where each individual note sounds out of tune even with itself. You may wonder who would use such a sound, and the answer would be the Residents. You may be fingering a simple chord on the guitar and you might try changing the fingering. You might try adding notes. And then you might strum something that evokes existential dread, and you might have found a chord used by the Residents. You might even find the chord they used on their particularly scary version of Satisfaction, a song you would not want to play in the dark. I had it on a transparent yellow vinyl, and it was not even a nice shade of yellow. It was very arty. If it had been a sculpture, it would have been one of those awful Chapman Brothers monstrous assemblies of doll body parts. When I first heard the South Park theme, I assumed it was the Residents. They did make a number of pleasant sounding songs, but you can be fairly sure the subject matter or the lyrics will be worrying. There is a song called Burn Baby Burn, sung by a guest female vocalist, who sings about her joy at being about to be burnt to death as a human sacrifice. It is one of a series of songs they did about Bible stories. They have produced a number of concept pieces that benefit from that mournful quality you might find in a Brecht-Weill opera or a Tom Waits musical theatre collaboration. Their most successful track is a dance number based on the Billie Jean bass line. They often take a well-known song and simplify the chord structure, reducing the number of chords to a bare minimum. And then they alter those chords using the kind of harmonies preferred by horror film composers. And then they distort the things that should not be distorted, like voice and bass. It finishes with a very touching, easy to listen to tribute to the members they lost. And they tell a story about meeting their hero, James Brown. It also speculates that they might have been more successful had they played the game and not behaved quite so much like delusional hippies. 80 Aching Orphans, a compilation of the Residents.